Nicole O'Neill once said, when you find the courage to use your voice, it has the power to positively inspire and change the lives of others. It is one of the special gifts you have to offer the world. It is something to be cherished and championed, never hidden. And that is why we are here on Your Voice, Your Impact. I am the energetic EJ. I am a life and transformational coach, and I work with women aged 40 and above to turn their abandoned dreams into achievable goals by activating their voice for impact. I'm also a podcaster and an event host. On this show with me is
great, so amazing. The goal of this show is to help people use their voices to create impact. I am a physicist and a life coach. What I do for my clients is I help them build systems to achieve their goals whilst having fun doing it. On this show, we discuss topical issues that can inspire you to move. Like, subscribe, and share. Welcome aboard.
Yes, like, share, subscribe, and welcome on board. Welcome to yet another episode on Your Voice, Your Impact. We are super excited to have you here with us again today. How are you doing? How is your Monday going? How is your week going? I hope that your week is off to a great start. We are super excited, for another week. Another time on the show today. So let me know, depending on where you're connected from, whether that is Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube, wherever you're connecting from, you can be a part of the conversation simply by typing in the comment, especially on LinkedIn and on YouTube. And on Instagram, I'm just working on viewing a confirmation, so that I can monitor, so that I'm able to read your comment from Instagram as well. So wherever you're watching us from, please, if you see my eyes going here and there, it's because I'm monitoring just to see if there are any comments coming in, so that I can, acknowledge you and probably read out your comments, or if you're asking questions, we can also, read that out as we go along. So thank you for joining us today. It's another beautiful Monday, and it's the second episode in the series of the month of May, where we're talking about Little Voices, Big Impact. And we have this pleasure of just, bringing on board young voices, like voices that are already making waves in their own capacity, and to hear them speak, to speak to them, to have a conversation with them, and to hear their thoughts and their perspective on topics. So I'm going to bring up Gracie. We're going to do our weekly check-ins, and then we'll bring up our beautiful guest on the show today. Hello, Gracie. How are you?
Amazing. I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I am beautiful. As you can see, I'm beautiful. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.
Please knock yourself out. I love it. I love it. I love it. So
How is it going? How was your weekend?
my weekend was beautiful. Before I even get to that part of how my weekend went. Oh no, sorry. Okay, so you know how for our regular viewers and people that watch this, or people that are watching this, 1 o'clock Nigerian time has my brain. So that's one thing about this brain. And I'm sharing this because it works for me when I wake up. So when I say that I'm a life coach, I help people build systems. This is what it means. That even if you can tweak, you can actually build a system mentally that your body, your life can run,
Around.
systematically. Because when you do it after a while, your brain. So that was what happened to me. Monday, anywhere I am, 1 o'clock, my brain knows that there is something very unique tied to my purpose, to my work, to a lot of things that I love, you know. So today, the same thing. It was 1 o'clock and I was just ready. Unfortunately for me, because we are working with children and, children will still be in school at about 1 o'clock in Nigeria. So we shifted it to 4 o'clock. I had to call EJ, like, you know what? I know I'm wrong, but I need to talk to you just to make my brain just understand that,
Just to
look,
set to your
there is
brain.
a shift. There is a shift. All right, my weekend was good, and I reached out to you over the weekend just to share how excited I felt, from the message that I received on Sunday, and it was just pretty much a confirmation to what we do here. And I just
Hmm.
want to quickly tell anyone that gets to see this, or someone watching this right now, that look, you can't feel fulfilled if you don't know why you're here yet. And what we do on this show is to help you zoom in on that thing that is on your inside. So, pretty much creating impact. All of us, no matter what you look like, where you're from, you have something inside of you that is screaming to be heard and to be shared. And that's what we do on this platform. And that was a highlight for me this weekend. And you can see I'm still beaming with smiles because it's giving me that level of fulfillment and joy. Over to you,
I
my
love it.
darling,
I love
energetic.
it. I
How
love
was
it.
your
I
weekend?
love it.
How was your
My
weekend?
weekend was my weekend was fantastic. Yes, I was in a women's conference on Saturday. You know, this life, I just keep being on your lane, right? Just be on
Mm,
your lane and continue to do what you are convinced that you are here to do. And
mm,
for most of us, it's going to be different in season. The season that we come into the fullness of who we've been called to be is going to be different for all of us. For some, it's going to come and hit bang, and everybody's like, oh my God. And for some, it's going to be like a slow burner. You know how you have
yeah.
slow cooker, it's going to take a while to cook. But when it is cooked, you will know it is cooked, right?
True.
So I went for this, women's conference, and the moment I entered the room, come on now, it's energetic, EJ.
Is the
The
energy? Eh?
atmosphere
Is the
just
energy?
changed,
Is the
you
energy?
know.
Yes, is the
and
energy.
and I was an attendee. I was an attendee, but
Mm,
about three different people made me like, "Oh my God, EJ, are you speaking?" I'm like, no, I'm just attending." "Oh my God, are you hosting?" I'm like, "No, I'm just attending." "Oh my God." At the third person, I'm like, you know what? Yes, next year I'm going to speak at this conference because what is this? Like, this is
beautiful.
confirmation. Because it's funny that
Yeah.
before I left home that morning, I was still speaking with a friend, and the friend told me the same thing. Like, okay, this conference you're going for, are you speaking there? I'm like, no, no, I'm just attending. He's like, okay, why are you not speaking? I'm like, actually, there is no reason because I've not wished for it or I've not thought about it. But now that it's in my consciousness, I think that's something I'm going to pen into my consciousness that next year I'm going to be at this conference as a speaker or as a host or something. And for me, it's just
Locked in.
beautiful. Do you get? It's just
Locked in.
beautiful
Yeah.
how we when we stay consistent, we are gradually building. When we say, oh, stay consistent, build your brand, sometimes it's abstract in the minds of people, but I am beginning to
Mm,
see how that plays out, in our lives, and it's just beautiful. I had a very
beautiful
great
to
weekend, to
watch.
be honest. Yeah, so awesome. Okay, let's come to today. I'm excited about our guest today. I haven't seen her in person this year. I think the last time I saw her was last year, and she has really grown from the last time I saw her. I mean, I've known Kiara since she was 5. This is about 4 years
Mm,
ago. And I've hosted her on one of my shows before. And it was fun as at 5. But this young girl is 9 now. Her confidence level is off the roof. Like, it's off. You can touch it from the screen. And I'm just like, what? Growth is such a beautiful thing to experience. Like, when you experience true growth, the energy, it's beyond you. It spreads, like people can feel it, people can see it. Sometimes it's as if people can touch it, and I can touch the growth that Kiara has experienced, not just in years, not just that she's now 9 years old, but that she's now wiser, she's now more confident, she's now more in control. You're going to hear her speak now. You'll be like, okay, madam, miss, ma'am. You're going to be like, Madam, Miss, Ma'am, okay, calm down now, please, ma'am, because no, the class, the finesse. I love it. Okay, let me not say too much, but let me just quickly, read out a little bit of her bio for you. She's got a great profile, and I'm like, wow. At 9 years old, I'm sure I was still playing outside with my friends with pants, or like only pants, like we're always playing in the rain in our yard that time. At 9 years old. Even though I know that at 9, I had already also got into the space of leadership, but in church. But just regular, we still played around with with pants everywhere in the in the neighborhood. So this is just beautiful to see what's going on in this generation. Our guest today is Kiara Kerr. And at 9 years old, Kiara is already making waves on the global stage as a peace ambassador and a passionate sustainable development goal advocate. Now, with a powerful voice and a heart for change, Kiara champions causes close to her heart, including climate action, a clean environment, women's and girls' empowerment, and quality education for all. She's not just speaking up, she's breaking records. She was one time the world's youngest TEDx speaker. She is the youngest speaker at major platforms like the World Expo Dubai. She was the youngest speaker in Expo 2020 in Dubai. She's the youngest speaker in UNCCD, UNFCCC, and the United Nations Commissions on the status of women. She's a speaker at the United Nations headquarters in New York. She was a speaker at COP28. She's one of the she was a speaker at the UN conference in Riyadh in Saudi on desertification. Now, her advocacy and eloquence have caught the attention and admiration of world leaders, including the Indian Prime Minister, right? Narendra Modi, the UAE Prime Minister, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Malaysian Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of Italy, the President of Seychelles, and the Governor of, of Punjab in India. Now, she's not just a child with a dream, she's a global voice for change, inspiring both young and old to rise up, to speak up, and to take action. And today we're talking about why girls empowerment is non-negotiable. I mean, they're young, they're girls, but why should we really pay attention at this young age? And that's what we're going to be talking about. Of course, we're going to also meet her and learn one or two things about her personal life. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I bring up this virtual stage the beautiful Kiara Kerr. Hello, Lady Kiara.
Hello. It's my honor to meet you. It's
Wow.
been a long time since we've seen each other. And thank you
Yes.
so much, Grace, for having me here. Thank you so much, Idro and Grace, for having me here. It's a genuine honor.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing to have you here. And we love it. Okay. So we're going to just dive into the conversation by getting some behind the scenes kind of questions, right? Like, let's get to know Kiara. Who is Kiara outside of all this big profile? Like, even I'm like, if I go and be comparing my profile, I will just not do anything. I'll just pack my load, shut down all my internet. And like, I'm not doing it again because your profile is very, very impressive. Well done. Okay, but let's start with a very personal one. You know, Kiara, world speaker, acknowledged and recognized by world leaders. But what are your hobbies? And yeah, what are your hobbies? And do you think it's important to really develop hobbies? Or are you just go? Let's just go and speak. What are your hobbies? Let's know.
Personally, my hobbies are dancing, cycling, running, and swimming. I'm really passionate in athletics. And actually, I feel like a hobby makes you feel like you're yourself, and it makes you feel you're at home and you're doing the thing that you love and you're passionate about. And let's say someone's favorite hobby is football. Let's say this. He can go to a club and or even area in his town or city that focuses on the development of the same thing. There he'll be able to meet like-minded people and he'll be able to feel at home where he is, and also how they can help and connect. And there are many benefits doing hobbies. First, it improves your mental health because doing a hobby makes you feel relaxed and you feel yourself. Second thing is that improves your status because it makes you really a person who would love to be energetic, and you'll really love to be social, and you'll love to share your ideas and experiences with almost everyone around you. And third, it improves your socialization skills because when you get to meet like-minded people, you have almost the same thoughts. So you'll be able to share your thoughts, and you'll be able to listen to them, and you'll also be able to gain more ideas and how you can be your better self. So that's why I feel the hobbies are really important, and it makes you feel the things, it makes you want to do the things you love.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Who is this girl? What? Okay.
Oh, that was such a beautiful, beautiful answer. I don't even think I've thought about hobbies in that light. Like, okay, these are the benefits. For me, it's just like just have fun. But I love, love, love what you're pointing out, that actually it builds your social skills, it builds your communication skills, it makes you more comfortable in your own skin. So if you're not participating or actively going with your hobby, you are missing out a lot. Right. So let's go a little bit more into your leadership and your skill and what you're known for. So you've become such a powerful global force and a voice at just 9 years old. What does girl empowerment truly mean to you personally? Not what the world says, but what does it mean to you? Why are you passionate about it?
To me, basically, um, girl and women empowerment is basically how a woman or a young girl has the ability to make her own choices and decisions, and how she can implement those ideas on the table. Because I feel like girls and women are definitely the dynamic leaders of change, such as Idro and Grace. You are very active whatever you're doing, and you're doing amazing, spreading awareness in your community. And they actually galvanize, like, not only the women but also the men to get involved, and also to claim their rights, and also to strengthen the communities around them to be like more resilient, and also including in every sector of the society, young or old, irrespective of their gender. Like, everyone deserves to have a seat at the table. And um, as the young leaders of tomorrow, it is pivotal that the youth are genuinely informed and engaged with the global vision of the future. So over like around the next 15 years, I feel that youth will like not only directly experience the outcome of the SDGs and plans, but it will also be the key driver for their successful implementation. So for this reason, I feel it's vital to raise awareness, and girl and women empowerment is definitely important.
That is so beautiful. And the funny thing is, you just kind of answered it with the next question I was going to ask you, which is why I feel like it's quite important that, we have this young people on the table now. So I'm just going to pass it over to Gracie, to also, chip in into the conversation. Yeah.
Okay, first things first, I have to say this. Like, I am learning a lot from you. I am learning a lot from you. And I say this all the time that look, and this is it, young voices creating impact. And Kiara is a perfect example of a young girl that is creating impact. And she's impacting me already. So I'm just going to ask you, um, do you think you're unique? Do you think you're unique?
Actually, I don't feel like I'm unique, but I feel I do things differently or uniquely, and set an impact wherever I go, so that I can encourage my community to do the same. Because first things first, I trust in my passion and educating myself. So this will really help my community and the globe as a whole to do the same, because it makes people feel very empowered. So I won't say I'm unique, but I'll rather say I'll do things uniquely or differently to empower people, others around me.
Okay, it's just you're trying to be humble. You are indeed unique, even though you said it differently. I love it. I love that you just said it, that you do things differently. And when you do things differently, that means you are very, very different and unique. And I love it. And the reason I asked this particular question is so that other people can learn and see that because of our uniqueness, we can do things differently. I mustn't do things the way Kiara is doing it. I can do it the way I'll do it, and I'll do it differently. So I want to ask you this question: do you have like a coach? Do you have a coach? I am interested. Do you have a coach or do you have a mentor? Tell me about that.
Personally, I won't say I have a coach. I do not have a coach with me. It's my own passion. But actually, I would say my books are my mentor because books give me knowledge. They encourage me to spread awareness in my community. And it helps me to keep that fire up to stay talkative because I just love spreading awareness in my community and I'm very open to new things. So whenever I see a new thing come in my hands, I say, okay, why not take an advantage of it and why not share it with my community? So I would say books are my mentors.
I love it. I don't think we can get enough of books. If there's nothing anyone has learned so far since we started this show, it's simply about reading books. I'm just going to let EJ take it away from here. EJ, do you have questions for her?
Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love when you said books are your mentor. That's another dynamic to the whole conversation because we always look at, oh, I this person is my mentor or yeah, this person or that person. But I love that the dynamics that you are taking it from right now at this stage, because I feel like as you grow older and as you get, bigger in your impact, there will come that time where there'll probably be somebody who's going to say, you know what, whether you like it or not, I'm going to handhold you, right? In this part or in this industry, let me handhold you. Let me be your sponsor. Let me be your bigger voice in spaces. And that will shift the dynamic of mentorship for you. But I love that from this stage, you already have an idea to say, my books actually mentor me. They teach me, they let me know the path that I can go or how I can do things differently. And I'm just doing that part, and that's very very interesting. So when it comes to you, your personal life again, is to ask that, even with adults, when we are pretty much out there, when we are like public figures, it's easy for things to not be so aligned back in the home, where, okay, let's say a father who is always out there, so they don't even have time enough to spend with their wives or their kids. They're always on the road and everything, so there's just a little bit of imbalance. And a lot of people, and that's why we have the concept of work-life balance, which is now being talked about more around work-life harmony. For you as a child who is this, busy, who has been on different stages around the world, I'm sure that means that you have to travel a lot. How helpful are you around the house? And what do you do at home that keeps you very relevant in that small unit called the family?
Actually, a study said that kids who do chores are more likely to be active in their surroundings and are also most likely to be successful in sharing their ideas and thoughts. So at home, I just help my mother around the house. I do the chores and everything, and I also cook with my mother. I make sandwiches and omelets, and also I share them with my neighbors sometimes if I have some. And I feel it's very fun to be at home because I can help my family and I can do the things I love. I can do the things I love. I can read in peace, I can study, and also I'm able to connect with people like you. Idru, you're on mute.
We can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm on mute. I'm on mute. All right, so let me just quickly take a pause and acknowledge those who are online. I see you, Odiwoma. It's been a while. Thank you for joining us again. Odiwoma is joining us on LinkedIn. And on Instagram, I think we have. Okay, I can't see who is there on Instagram now, but we have some people on Instagram. If you can say hi, then maybe I'll be able to see your name. But thank you for joining us on Instagram and on LinkedIn. Right. So coming back to the question for Kiara, aside from being on global stages, how do you impact people in your age group on a daily basis? Because it's easy to feel like you can only create impact when you have a big stage. And so some people are feeling down and like they don't have anything to offer just because they don't have a platform. How do you impact on your day-to-day basis?
Actually, there are a lot of things I do at my home. Actually, last 2 years ago, I went to my supermarket and they were selling like a lot of plastic bags. Everything was coming in plastic bags, plastic covers. I am saying, and then I informed the manager, informing that it's these are not eco-friendly, and since these bags are made of single use plastic, you can try and make a difference. I mean, you can try using reusable bags. They're eco-friendly, people can bring them back, while otherwise when they use single-use plastic, they'll just take it, use their groceries, and just throw the bag away when they can use that bag again and again. So when I informed the manager, I was feeling like he would definitely not do anything about it, because usually now these days people, they don't bother about little girls or kids voices. So the next day, I was feeling like really sad that they will not do it. But the next day, the place was flooded with reusable bags. I was so happy. People were coming back with the same bags, same thing, and they were feeling happy about it. They were filled with designs about how to be eco-friendly, how to be good to the planet, and because listen, because there's only one planet in this world that people can live, because there's just not enough oxygen or even water, because water and everything, like here we have the perfect amount of everything, perfect amount of oxygen, water, anything a human needs to live. So there's no planet B. We need to make sure that this is our planet. This is how our future generations can enjoy the same planet we were staying on, with all of these resources that we had, like coal, fire, everything. Our next generations will be able to have it. And I also do composting workshops and everything around the place. I spread awareness. I also volunteered for composting campaigns, beach cleanups, and also I started one thing called Beat the Plastic. So basically, in my community, they will come together and they'll try to clear up as much garbage as possible. And I inform people, and people, they actually created an app where they can throw their plastic bottles inside, and they are going to take that to the garbage to a recycling plant. There, they were going to be changing that plastic into something that really fun, like into something like watering cans and all that kind of stuff. And I also do DIYs at home and all that kind of stuff. So I do a lot of things.
I love it. I love it. Like you are truly passionate about what you do, and it cuts across every of your expression on in the house, in school, everywhere. I love that the boldness for you to even reach out to the manager of the grocery around your area to say, "Can you guys just please change to eco-friendly bags?" And that's just beautiful. That's the height of impact. I love it. Gracie, please go over to you.
Wow, that's like just a day after, just like that, that change. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So I'm going to ask you. You've been speaking on global stages, and you have formed some beliefs, and I would like to find out what beliefs you formed around young girls, their voices. If you think it is very important that young girls are heard? How vital, and what are the beliefs that you've been able to develop in this area of your journey? What would you say has formed your beliefs, and what are the beliefs that you have around the girl child? How important is their is the voice of a girl child? How
That's a very good
vital is
question. That is a very good question to ask. Um, to be honest, investing in girls' education, it actually transforms the communities, the countries, and even the entire world. And actually, the girls who are receiving an education are actually less likely to become the victims of inequalities, and to save themselves from the child marriage and to lead healthy productive lives. And they can actually earn higher incomes, participate in the policies about social change that affect them, and they build the better good futures for themselves and their families. And um, this is for the girls who are fortunate enough to be having an eco-friendly life. But usually, this is a big question. What about the people who are not being heard? The people who are not able to receive an education, or and they are big, victims of inequalities, and they are not able to save themselves from the child marriage. Literally, no one in this, almost in the half of the world's population, does not even know what is gender equality and climate change. That is a big disaster. And that's where like advocates like Idro and Grace and everyone and me as well come in, because they're able to spread awareness around the community. And they are raising their voices, saying that these people should not just be seen on the fashion era or something. They should be on the political table. They should be making choices. And something as simple as acknowledging a young girl's passion and supporting their potential can literally leave a lasting impact on lives, a little girl's lives. It could be anyone in this whole world. It could be impacting their own lives. So the all to all of these girls who are feeling that people are not listening to me, how much I even try to convince them, always feel your words are definitely impacting someone else wherever they are in the world. Always keep that with you.
wow, wow, wow. I feel like going to a village right now, going to the nooks and crannies of everywhere that I can go to, just because of you reminding me that it's in our hands. We can do this. We should A girl child should have the mindset that she should be on tables, political tables, and not just the fashion show, not just you know where big decisions are made. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's something they've always mentioned that train a girl child or educate a girl child and build a nation. What do you think about that? What do you think about train a girl child, educate a girl child, and build a nation? What do you think about that statement? What does it mean to you?
I feel like girls should definitely raise their voice no matter in what circumstances they're in. They should be not having fear to be having it, because girls and the women participation in decision making, it's I wouldn't say it's like not just a right, but it's also the key to sustainable development, and in fact many challenges that are affecting the world. So let's take this. Now, in a democracy, it is important that every part of the population is equally represented. Now, having both the men and the women involved in the decision making broadens these perspectives, and it also increases the creativity and innovation, and also diversifies the pool of the talents and experiences. It reduces the conflicts, And I would say it improves the process of decision making. And like, indeed, women's and girls' participation is generally important, and they should raise their voice.
Absolutely. Just in nation building, democracy, and women in the system, more can just create that balance. I love it. I love it. Okay, before I give the baton to the energetic, you talked a little bit about mental health, and I love anything mental health. And May is the month for mental health awareness. When you talked about connecting your hobby to your mental health, it resonated with me. I was all giddy. I was like, this girl knows what she's talking about. All right. So, what do you have to say about mental health and how is it important for women, girl child, the field that you're interested in? What do you think about how important it is for a girl child to be mentally fit and healthy?
What you're saying, that's a very good question. Again, um, generally, like in an era with computers and gadgets and social media, we know that it's not just bullying at school. In fact, it's cyberbullying. Cyberbullying genuinely really affects the mental health of people, as they can experience it over and over again. And it also it really hurts them mentally, and it makes them feel unstable about themselves and their own opinions and choices, just because of another person about what they think about them. And I have one whole story about this. um, One day I had a sprain in my leg. Currently, I had a fracture, but now I thought of having the positive way out of it. So now I'm back. Earlier, before I had my fracture in my leg, I just got the cast out. So basically, my doctor advised me to take bed rest for at least a week, so it takes time to heal. And I was so demoralized, and I was feeling isolated because there was no one to talk to me or even to share the thoughts with me, or like there was literally no one to connect. And I was feeling like very bored and sad about myself that I got this. And when my sprain got completely healed, I was like over the moon. I was over the moon. I was feeling very happy about myself. And then I realized that this positive feeling that I had inside me, I should also be implementing that when I had the sprain, so I would feel happy for the whole time. I didn't have to be sad for so long, then again feel happy all of a sudden. It'll feel more rewarding to be happy all the time. So I conducted a campaign for other students about how they can feel calm in situations like bullying, cyberbullying, and wherever they are. It was around 4,000 plus, and it was not just about the students, it was actually with the teachers as well, how they can overcome their busy schedule and how they can feel relaxed at the end of the day, and not just at the end of the day, but in the entire day that they're facing itself. So they'll always be prepared. So I told them breathing techniques, and I always told them one thing: always be taking help. Always take help. That's one thing, because you will be able to share your thoughts with a person like your teachers, your friends, your parents, or anyone who is close to you, and you'll be able to share your thoughts and what you feel, and they'll be able to help you and make you feel better in some other way. And also, like, I also felt one thing, like, do not keep your feelings to yourself. That's one thing. That's a very life lesson, in fact. Do not keep your feelings to yourself. Always share your feelings with other people, so that you never feel like you're missing a part of yourself inside you. Because um after actually I got my fracture, I was in the cast for around 2 months, and it was very like, very sad, and I was feeling very demoralized, and I was feeling, no, I have to keep my cool. I will stay happy the entire time. And after my cast is removed, I will still feel happy in the same way. And I'm feeling that I will not keep my feelings to myself. I told my mom what I feel, how I can stay happy despite me not able to walk for 2 months. She told me many, many things. I was sticking to that, and I was literally the happiest person in my house. I was always joyful. I was always getting up with a smile. I was feeling so happy, saying, "Okay, it's the start of a new day. Let's go." And then my mother and my dad was feeling very happy that I was able to cope up despite me being in this difficult situations. And yes,
Okay, so you just did cognitive behavioral therapy 101. Like, you're not just smart, you're not just intelligent, you know a thing or two about professions. Like, what? Over to you, the energetic. I don't know where you got this girl from, but I'm blown away.
Honestly, I'm just like my chins are hurting from smiling consistently because I'm just so proud of you, your composure, your intellect. It's beautiful. Like it's beautiful, honestly. Like I don't even know what else to say, but we're proud of you and thank you for being you. Thanks to Dr. Little and your mom and your dad for putting in the work and for allowing you blossom and for not boxing you, for not keeping you in one box, but allowing you express yourself in the way that is coming to you. I love it. I'm curious to know, and it's beautiful that you went this route to share a story. I actually love how you are able to bring in personal experiences. Like even as adults,
I love you too,
we
Adro.
struggle.
That's this is why you are called the energetic EJ. You are the most energetic and most positive person I've ever met in my life. Seriously, I have to tell this. You are the most energetic, most positive, amazing person in my entire life. You are like a real hero for me. In fact, you are a hero for me.
Oh.
You always bring a smile to my face. Like no matter I was feeling sad or angry or annoyed, I always feel like so happy when you put a smile on your face. Like, oh my god, it
Oh.
makes me like it just lights up my day.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's such a beautiful thing to say, Kiara. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just love how you brought in the life experiences. So I'm going to go there a little bit. I am curious to know because on this journey of making impact, sometimes it's easy for people to misunderstand you or to take something you said and twist it. So I'm wondering and I'm curious to know that have you ever on this journey faced resistance because you're a young girl? And if that's the case, how were you able to navigate that resistance or sometimes rejection or whatever negative reaction you've gotten from people?
Actually, I have faced discrimination many times in my daily life, mostly because of my age. Actually, in spite of being a world record holder and the youngest book reader, youngest TEDx speaker, the youngest United Nations speaker, people, they really feel like I'm too young to be heard. They're feeling like, why don't you just focus on school and be like a normal kid? And I was feeling like really, really sad. And I was actually doubting my capability to bring my point to the table. But with parents and grandparents' support, slowly, I actually realized that this is just like one part of the society who thinks that a young girl like me should not be heard, and many other people are facing discrimination like me. But I feel like those people have to shut down because I believe that I'm unstoppable, and no one like who gives like no one in this entire world, if they give me an opinion about saying that I feel negative or something that makes me feel negative about myself, about me, it's like that's not going to make me stop, raise my voice, and become the voice of the unheard. That's never going to happen. Because look, people, they are not going to decide what my life is about. If they feel that you are just something, they tell something about you that they feel that will make you negative and change your lifestyle, that's never going to happen with me, because they are not the people, they are not me, they are not going to change my lifestyle, they are not going to change my day-to-day schedule or anything. And moreover, incidents like this and these negative people are actually now making me more strong, because they give me more motivation to believe in myself, and also to take support of my amazing mentors that are all neatly kept on a shelf, my books, my parents, and my great friends, to just create a positive change. So that's what I feel about it.
Wow. Wow. This is it. This is us giving you standing ovation. Like, and it's this thing you just said now. It's so simple but so profound. Like, at the end of the day, with their negativity, they cannot come and change my schedule. They cannot dictate how I'm going to live my life if I don't give them that permission, if I don't play to their tune. So they can play on. You can play on. It's your tune. Enjoy it. It's not mine. It's your thought. Enjoy it. It's not mine. It's your opinion. Enjoy it. It's not mine. And it's not gonna stop me from being everything that I want to be. I'm just so impressed. Odioma says you are a huge inspiration. That's what Odioma say in the comment section. And honestly, it's no capping. You are inspiring us right now. You're literally making a very, very huge impact on us just by being you and being confident in your skin. And regardless of the discrimination and the negativity, just owning your own, I think that's just such a huge blessing. That's a huge blessing. All right. So I'll ask you this. You've been recognized by world leaders for your work. How do you use that platform to continue shining light on the importance of girl empowerment? I mean, I think you've touched on this a little bit, but I just want you to elaborate more on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have received appreciations, blessings, and awards from world leaders like Prime Minister of UAE and India, presidents of different nations like Malaysia and Seychelles, and it actually gives me global recognition. And it's not just that; it actually gives me more encouragement to do what I am doing, and also to continue my work to advocate on the youth empowerment and the quality education, so that I will be able to spread awareness and everyone in our world that quality education, and I'll be able to teach that everyone in our world, they changes for good. Everything changes for good. And I always feel that whenever a person feels like there's something different about this, I don't feel it's normal, everything changes for good. So that's what.
Wow. When people feel like something is different about this person, everything changes for good. I like that line. Thank you so much for sharing. Gracie, please. Let me catch my breath because this woman is taking my breath away.
Like I can listen to you. Like I can just I will just come and just say, Kiara. I think I am currently losing hope in something that I started, and I just need you to talk to me so I can get back hope to continue. I can literally come to you to give me hope and talk to me about achieving something. I'm just saying how you're already influencing me. you know so let's go a little bit. Recently today I wrote about besties, and I've been doing a lot of research, and how friends, what we call besties, people you're close to, and all of that, how they get to influence you. So I'm just going to come from the angle of what do you think about having? Do you have a bestie? Should I start with that? Do you have a bestie? Do you have a friend that you call your bestie? And if you do, who is your bestie?
Actually, personally, I would say a bestie is anyone who feels energetic EJ, perfect example of that. And also, I also love a person who also, they have similar thoughts, and they'll be able to like be like friends together, and they'll be able to share and express their own ideas, and they'll be able to influence themselves in such a way that they'll be able to grow up together. And I would actually say my mother and my grandmother. I would actually, the reason I told my grandmother is because my grandmother worked in the military field, and the generals in the military were literally appalled by the idea of women on battlefields. They were saying that they should be at home just working for their kids and their husband and taking care. And my mother was like, no, my grandmother was like, no, I have to stand up for my country. And she got in BFF, and she got prizes with honors from the Prime Minister of Punjab, with and many people across the globe. They always used to admire my grandmother because of that. She stood up for her country as a woman, and she's my bestie. She's definitely my bestie, and my mother, because she supports me. Obviously, all mothers support their kids, and I love my father. He also supports me a lot. My mother, in fact, anyone who feels that they have rights to share their ideas, and they'll be able to influence themselves in such a way that they'll be able to have the same thoughts and grow together as family and friends.
You know what I heard you. I was looking for something to tie this to your family tree, and you nailed it. I mean, you know what they say: the apple does not fall far away from the tree. I was just trying not to ask you that who who is your dad or your mom or somebody in your family, who is that person that is an advocate in your family. And then, just while I was going to ask you, I asked you from the place of bestie, and you brought it in. Thank you for just helping me see that. Look, this this thing has there is some level of connection. All right, so are you saying you don't have a bestie your age group? You don't have a friend that's your age group, where you can talk about school things together, where you don't have anybody your age group that's your bestie? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I have like a billion friends, almost like a bunch of friends my age group. We go for composting workshops. We have a lot of fun together. We spread awareness. We clean up in the place. We have a lot of fun. We enjoy at school, and we'll be able to play sports together and plant trees together. We have a garden outside. We planted a lot of trees, in fact, and I have a lot of friends. They're my neighbors, my anyone, in fact, anyone who is just loving to be energetic and open to the social world.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it's going to take me to the next question. Who Okay, I think you've answered it, but if you want to answer it again, who is your biggest inspiration, or what inspires you? Who and what inspires you? Who and what inspires you? Generally.
Generally, actually, other from my grandmother and mother, I would say Mother Teresa, because it's very rare. Usually, people they find it very rare to see women standing up for young girls rights, because women's rights are just basic human rights. So, but many people, they don't believe this, and they often girls often feel that they are not able to share, express themselves. And Mother Teresa brought up millions of girls, and she always got their spirits up to spread awareness, and to always make sure that they have the rights they deserve, and they will, and they are and they will be able to share their ideas. They'll be able to confess what they feel from the inside, because I feel like Mother Teresa always wanted this, and she always wanted girls to be empowered. And other from Mother Teresa, I have one more. Her name is Florence Nightingale. You might know her. She is the first English woman to develop modern nursing, and she's also the first English girl to be named Florence. And during the days of Queen Victoria, the hospitals were so dirty. Patients came out much sicker than they came in. And many did not even come out at all. People, they shared the beds, they literally, and you know who were the nurses? Dirty, unwashed old people who did not know anything about medicine. Like, not even a single thing about medicine. And they were used to treat those patients. And actually, Florence was, a very talkative girl, and she always loved books, because her father, William, was actually, her father and her mother were so incredibly rich. They could spend literally their days reading in the library. They could, like, literally almost do anything they wanted. But Florence was feeling that, okay, while I get to enjoy so much, we get to enjoy this luxury, what about these other people that are suffering? We have literally two houses while other people are literally living in cardboard boxes. We have so much food to keep and throw away, and all of that unused food is just thrown away. Can't we just give it to someone who is in need of it, when people have like nothing? So Fanny, that's her mother's name, and Parth, that's her sister's name. They all took her to, every day they used to take her to visit the poor and sick. And she always, actually, they found out as a sense of duty, but Florence was actually very passionate to help. So she was always, so when a battle came between Barakava and Irkaman, they sent a very big casualty, a lot of casualties, to a hospital in Suktari, and they were all like fleeing, and they were like, call Florence. That's it. She's the only person who knows about nursing, proper nursing. She can treat the doctor. She can treat the soldiers back to, and nurse them to health, so that they can go back to the battlefield. And she treat them with love and care, and she was able to resolve that conflict, and they were able to keep peace on those battles because of her. So she is my mentor and inspiration.
Like I read about Florence Nightingale. I read about her, but you just gave me a different. I mean, a story in the real sense of the word. Over to you, the energetic. Let me take this in. Let me take this in.
Okay. I love how you tell stories. Like you're so multifaceted. It's giving me joy. When you say you can't express the joy in words, I'm just really, really proud of you. And well done. Well done for being you. And I really want to wish you all the best as you continue to grow. I want to wish you that your path will keep just your path will just keep shining brighter. um your voice will keep getting louder, and your impact will keep getting more sustainable, more significant, because honestly, you're doing a great job. Thanks to your mom, thanks to your grandma, thanks to your dad, thanks to all your support system. They've really done a good job in helping you. And thank you for believing in yourself and for, hanging in there. I'd like to say, as we wrap up the session, to ask you, like, when you think about other girls, who might be thinking, wow, even me, I'm wild. So I'm imagining what a young girl that is looking at you if they're watching you. I just, I don't want to, I don't know what will be going through their mind. Like, because I'm here thinking, wow, where was I, Lord? But what two questions I'm going to ask you in one. What's your, because you're passionate about girls, women, eco-friendly world and all of that. What's your biggest dream for the girl child? Like in an ideal world where everything feels like it's perfect, what would you like to see happen to the girl child, right? And the second part of that question is, what do you think we can all do to bring that world into manifestation?
Um, I feel that my dream basically, the dream is basically that young girls have, firstly, I want to be a good person. Firstly, that's one thing first. So when I be a good person, I'll be able to encourage the young girls around them to be having a seat at the table. And girl empowerment is one of the most essential things in the whole world, because it promotes a sense of worth and their ability to make their own choices. And we can empower these young girls and women by educating them, because the first thing first is education. Because without education, people will not know what is climate change, what is gender inequality, how we can do our bit in saving the planet and bringing justice. So something as simple as acknowledging a young girl's passion and supporting their potential can literally, leave a lasting impact on not only themselves but for the people around them. And so basically, I feel they will be able to, the people around them will be able to listen, and they'll be able to understand what their point of view is, and it'll make them feel genuinely more empowered.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if you're watching this, whether right now or later on watching the replays, I just hope that you know everything we've talked about today about the girl child. And this shouldn't even be restricted to the girl child, every child, really. Like, let's not shut them down. There is something that we grew up with or we experienced in our own generation that's no longer applicable. It's no longer applicable now. I saw a video on Instagram yesterday of a girl wanting to serve her dad. So her dad was eating, her dad was getting ready to eat, and she brought water, a glass of water for the dad. And she was like, oh, where should I put it? And the dad was like, pour it inside the soup. And the girl actually took the cup up and poured it inside the soup. And I'm like, see, in our own days, we knew what sarcasm is. Right now, if you go and try it with Gen Z, they will serve you your own poison, right? But that, be that as it may, it's just to say that every child truly deserves to be heard. In our own time, we had a lot of keep quiet. When elders are talking, you don't talk. Who asked you? Why are you talking? You talk too much. Keep, we had a lot of that in our own days. And it then, a lot of people then formed that habit of keeping quiet. So even when they became adults, if you don't ask them, they have no clue how to come out and be the first person to initiate a conversation. And that became something that, we had to deal with. But now we're saying and we're advocating that let every child be able to express themselves so that even in their expression, we are able to guide them right. If they express something that is out of place now while they are kids, you are able to guide them like, no, that is not acceptable. This is what you should do. But when we keep shutting them down, it's easy for them to grow up and fester things that are not right. And everything that, Kiara has shared with us today and we've talked about today just points to the fact that with a girl child, empowering one girl can literally empower a whole community, a whole society, because this girl grows up to become the woman, grows up to become the mother, grows up to become that woman that gives birth to another child. And if she's empowered, then she can pass on that same legacy, just like a classic example of Kiara as shared today. Her grandmother passed on the legacy to her mom, and her mom passed on the legacy to her. And it keeps going. If Kiara becomes when she becomes a woman and gives birth to her own children, she's still going to pass on that legacy. And I think that's why it's important that we cannot keep the girl child under. We need to educate her. We need to empower her mentally, help her be confident in her skin. And I really do hope that with this conversation today, if you have been discouraged, thinking, where do we start from? A lot is happening in the world. Don't be discouraged. Keep speaking. Keep using your voice for impact. Just like Kiara has said, like, I am not going to stop regardless of the negativity, right? I am just going to keep speaking and keep sharing my knowledge. I hope that this session, this episode has really blessed you. And because I am super just excited about the conversation today. So I'll give you 1 minute, Kiara. One thing, maybe we've not asked you a question, or there's something burning in your heart that you want to share with anyone listening right now. You go for it as your closing out message as we wrap up the session.
I really felt really positive about the session. I loved all of your energy, and actually, to everyone who is watching it now or later, I have a message to give to you all. Always follow your passion. Always do your hobby because it makes you feel at home. You can be yourself, and you'll always be empowered to spread awareness not only for yourself but the communities, countries, and the world as a whole.
Fantastic. Grace, what's your final word as we wrap up?
Thank you, Kiara. Thank you. I'm just a little sober. Just seeing, just talking to you has just given me some permission, to keep doing. I hear, I just saw myself as a 9-year-old, and you know it was really hard for me to do certain things because I didn't have who to, not that I didn't have our culturally, things kept me, but thank God I was able to catch up. And you cannot bury something that's been created to blossom for long. At the right time it would definitely blossom. And just listening to you talk, I'm happy. And I'm just so excited that I've been given the opportunity to be in the same, space with you. It's a privilege for me. It is a privilege for me. Thank you. And thank you for using your voice for impact. Thank you. Thank
Awesome, awesome, awesome. This has been such a delightful conversation. You can see the smile on my face. My chin are hurting. My chin is hurting because I've just been smiling, and it's from a place of like depth, like it's from inside, it's not just on the face. And I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to do this, for the opportunity to have this platform that can also amplify the voices of these young kids to say they matter, they count. And it's a privilege that we do not take for granted. So thank you all for being a part of it. Please do share this particular episode with a child a child who is below 9, or who is 9, or who is a teenager who should be inspired, because I kid you not, even as adults, we are inspired with this conversation with Kiara today. So I believe that it's also going to inspire a child, or send it to a parent. Let them watch and let them see what is possible if they allow their kids to be themselves, to blossom into all that God has created them to be. Thank you for being a part of this show today. Until we come your way again next week with another champion, just listening to them, learning from them, and seeing life through their own lenses. This is your voice, your impact. And we want to remind you that not just myself, not just Grace, not just Kiara, you watching this right now, you also, you have a voice, and your voice can impact many people. But even if it's just one person, please speak out and use that voice for impact. See you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Idro and Grace. It's so nice to see you.